Hi, my name is Dave. I'm with Enduro Engineering, and today we're going to run through the process of installing a set of our radiator braces on a KTM dirt bike. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get the seat and the gas tank off it. So we'll start in with an 8mm T-handle to remove the seat bolt. Now we're going to want to take the gas tank off the bike. To do that, this is a fuel injected model, and this is the power wire for the fuel pump. You're going to want to unplug this. Make sure you pull the tab back, otherwise you'll break that off, and just pull up on it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come down here and disconnect the fuel line itself. You just have to push this metal tab and then pull the thing apart. Comes apart a little bit hard. Just keep working it. Make sure you have the metal tab all the way down and it will come apart. Now we're going to need to unbolt the radiator shrouds from the radiators themselves. We use the 8mm T-handle again. One bolt that holds the tank to the frame. It's right up here in the middle. It's your 8mm T-handle on that. We're ready to take the louvers off, and these are just held in by these plastic tabs. All you really need to do to get them out is to squeeze them. The next thing I want to do is since we are going to take this radiator loose from the upper radiator hose connection, I'm going to loosen both of these upper hose clamps. Okay. Now we're going to take our 8mm T-handle again, remove the radiator mounting bolts. I'm not going to drain the coolant because by just disconnecting the top connection here, KTM never fills these things completely up. They don't need to be. And if you just take the top connection loose, you can see you don't lose much coolant at all. You can top it off what little you've lost, if any, when we're done. Now we're going to move on to the radiator braces themselves. Doesn't matter which side you start with, but they are marked right and left to help you install them correctly. So we're going to take, and by the way, right and left is designated with the rider sitting on the bike. If I was sitting on the bike, this is the left radiator, this is the right rod. Okay, now we're going to take the radiator brace rods, screw them to the small half of the radiator brace with the supplied 6x16mm button head bolts. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to pull this left radiator out. And we're going to slip this brace in like so. I'm going to need to put these supplied spacers in between the radiator and the bike frame. The other one's going to go right in here. They're going to take up the width of the actual radiator brace itself, so that everything else remains the same in terms of the way the radiator fits to the bike. Now we're going to use the longer supplied 6mm bolts. And we'll fasten the radiator brace down. Snug it up good. Don't forget to tighten the clamp here. Okay, the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to take the big piece marked L and we're going to put that in place over the small piece. You'll see where using these smaller 8mm button head bolts, we're going to bolt this half of the radiator brace to the half that we've already put on the bike. Okay, you don't have to tighten them up, just snug them for now. You'll feel it, they'll thread in easy when you get them in there straight. If they're going a little hard, it means you've got them cross-threaded. Okay, now we'll install the 16mm button head bolts. 2 more of them. These are the ones that are installed on the outside of the radiator brace. They fasten the outer portion of the radiator brace to the rod. Then tighten it up snugly. Now everything looks good and square at the radiator brace, radiator connection. So we can go ahead and tighten these small button head bolts. Okay, that side is done. What we'll do is we'll go do the same thing to the other side, and then we'll work on getting it put back together. Okay, that's good for the braces. Okay, now we're going to put the louvers back in. When you're putting the tank back on, what you need to watch for on the 4-strokes is you want to keep these throttle cables behind the grommet here. If it gets under the grommet like this, that can cause your throttle to stick and it won't work very smoothly. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is plug your fuel pump back in. You hear it snap. Come over here, reconnect your fuel line. Just push that in. There, that snapped too. You'll hear a snap when that lock mechanism engages. Okay, now to fasten your shrouds down, you can use these original bolts with the shoulder washers that you took out. Some may want to do that. What we like to do at Enduro Engineering, and we've included these straps right in the kit, is we like to put these straps right through the hole, the bolt hole in the radiator shroud itself, like so. We've actually incorporated a tab on the radiator brace to attach to. Now we feel that this, when done like so, will actually help protect your plastic. If you were to catch a sapling or something in here, it would normally break your plastic right in this area. Now what this will do is allow your plastic a little bit of give. All that's left to do at this point is put our seat back on and top off our coolant level. We'll just top off our radiator coolant level and we'll be ready to ride.
If you have questions regarding this or any product from Enduro Engineering, please feel free to email us at sales@enduroeng.com or give us a call at 517-393-2421. And thank you for purchasing products from Enduro Engineering.